Hello, can people hear me? Let me know if people can hear me. Hello, can people hear me? People can hear me. Okay, right. So now we've just got to figure out how to get the screen on. Hello, can people hear me? People can hear me. Okay, right. So now we've just got to figure out how to get the screen on. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here's something. USB camera. Here we go. Oh, now we're black again. Oh, here we go. There we go. Here's something. USB camera. Here we go. Oh, now we're black again. And your webcam. There we go. Here's something. USB camera. Great. Apologies to people waiting. Having some minor technical difficulties, as usual. Apologies to people waiting. Having some minor technical difficulties, as usual. Oh. Apologies to people waiting. Having some minor technical difficulties, as usual. Oh. Okay, I think we're on. I think we're on. Which is right. So turn that down. Right. Okay. Are we? Can we hear everyone? Can we hear me? Because I know you can see me now. I'm just trying to check if the microphone is in now. Off now. There we go. There we go. Think it's on. Think it's on. As far as I know. Good sound. Is everything fine? There's no issues with sound or anything like that, is there? I can't hear myself, so I assume that's fine. I assume that's good. I'm going to continue. If there's any issue, that's fine. Let me know if there is any echoes or anything like that, and I'll see if I can sort it out, because so there are a couple of people that say there is an echo. Let me if there's an echo, please let me know, and I'll see if I can sort that. No issues. Alright, cheers boys. So yeah, we're here in the Blue Army TV stream, I suppose. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Back here we've got... Sounds good. Cheers, Mikey. We've got a few good things. I've got some of these back here. Wanted, Josh Coyote, and Mr. Goss. Now, the problem is now, are we going to get them? Who knows? We could be in for a day of we're not going to get anyone. And I think people need to be ready for that. But look, this is we're going to look at other players coming in to other League One clubs, players we could have potentially got, players we missed out on maybe. And look, we've got 2 hours to fill, so if you've got any questions in the chat, please let them go in. I'll go through the first few. Now, first one is opinions on Coyote joining. And that seems to be the big one at the minute. It's Josh Coyote coming in. Now, look, this seems to me, and I hate to disappoint people, like a signing that people have made up on Twitter. I hope it's not fake, but to me, the Josh Coyote news looks fake. I've put this up here. I realise my head's blocking it now, but for more comedic effect than anything. But look, Josh Coyote, to me, I haven't seen any solid proof of anything. I feel like it's just that, you know, these transfer rumour pages, they make a lot of things up. And I'm not saying that's the case. I think what's happened is Barnsley were obviously in for him. That's fallen apart. And I feel like it's just been... We'll use Carlisle as a bit of a scapegoat, as like, oh, he must be interested in Carlisle instead of us. I can't see it being entirely possible. Well, not possible, but entirely true. For me, it's more hope than belief that deal's going to happen. What's more likely to happen, in my opinion, and I hate to say this because I'd much rather we got Josh Coyote, is that we get somebody in on a loan deal from a sort of Premier League club that's coming from your Premier League 2s, or, you know, something like that. You see, what I've got at the minute is I've got 4 screens up. I've got this one to my right, and I realise the camera might be a little bit inverted, but to my right I've got the BBC News Deadline Day. I've got my Sky Deadline Day news there, stream in front of me, and my phone on Twitter. So anything that comes in, it's coming in pretty fresh from whichever source necessary. Now, I've got one earphone plugged into this screen, another plugged into this screen. I can't hear myself, so if there is any sound issues, you're gonna have to let me know in the chat. I think I've got the camera sorted. But look, to read some more of the chat, Carney asks, when's the deadline? It's 11 o'clock tonight. Although that isn't necessarily... It doesn't necessarily mean that if a deal isn't announced by 11 o'clock that one hasn't been done. I remember the last time I did this, I think there was 5 deals on the day. One of them was only announced at 11:15. Now, the deal had been done before 11. However, it is quite common for teams to announce the deal well after the deadline. So I'm going to try and keep up till I know for a fact that there's no one coming in. People seem to be saying that Edmondson's going to Harrogate. Now, no. in the nicest way possible, no. We're not going to let Edmondson go because we can't afford to let Edmondson go. We really need good strikers at the minute, and letting Edmondson go does not fit in with that that mantra. We can't let Edmondson go, and we definitely can't let Edmondson go to a team like Harrogate in the league below. Now, there is a lot of rumours now saying that Wrexham and MK Dons have both submitted substantial bids for Luke Armstrong, who we were famously in for didn't get, which could be a reason why they're potentially wanting Edmondson to go to Harrogate. Maybe Edmondson going to Harrogate would mean good things for this Coyote deal people simply wanting. Look, I don't know. People are saying the Coyotes deal's done, but I want to know a genuine, source for that. Someone like a genuine source for that. Heard we're getting Neymar. Well, look, Mo Salah's on the move apparently, so we might be getting him as well. Look. CUO4 says Armstrong 500k for Wrexham. Yeah, that's the thing. We can't really afford to keep up with even the teams in the league below us. There've been teams in this division who have signed players for more than £1 million. The record in this division's £3 million, or at least it was when Will Grigg was signed for Sunderland from Wigan a few years ago. It's AJ20 says heard Edmore's deal's done with Coyote joining from different sources. Not to create rubbish rumours, just wanted to hear if you heard it or not. Well, look, I just genuinely don't think Edmondson's going to leave. I don't think we'd let him. I don't think we can afford to let him go. If it's a matter of maybe the Edmondson money we need to complete the Josh Coyote thing, even then I don't think it's going to happen. Paul Simpson seems very content with not letting anyone leave. Just messaging some people, seeing if I can get any more sort of in from this. But look, I feel like the Edmondson deal is potentially just nothing but conjecture and rumour. I don't see it as anything refutable. Fortunately, because I quite like Edmondson. He's got a lot of stick this season, but he's not. I still think he's a very valuable striker, and if we can get him scoring, which I think we can, I don't want to see us. Okay, this sounds okay. I've got some confirmation on that. Edmondson wouldn't be a miss. Does now. When was the last time he scored or looked like scoring? And look, can't see Edmore leaving at the minute. To be honest, it would make no sense. Yeah, look, 52 viewers by the way. Thank you so much for that. That's more than we got on the last one. In its peak, and we're only just starting. But yeah, look, people are rightly critical of Edmondson at the minute, and I can completely understand that. But he was a big part of the promotion push. He was our second top goal scorer last season. It's AJ says Edmore Graffs don't want to see him leave. Like, yeah, well, that's the thing. I think Simpson likes Edmondson as much as he's kind of slated him in interviews this year. He's a good striker, and he's still young. I think he's the same age as Joshua Coyote, and people seem to think of him as a prospect. Yeah, Edmondson won't leave. I'll be very, very surprised if Edmondson leaves. And the same with the Josh Coyote stuff. I haven't seen yet a refutable source saying that he's leaving. Edmore really poor, won't miss him if he goes. Clark never wins header, can't hold ball up, can't score. And look, maybe that's true. Maybe that's true for now. But we've seen him have some good games. People have short-term memory in this sport. I've noticed it more now than ever. Remember that goal away at Swindon last season that we probably wouldn't have gone up without. He's scored some important goals for this club, and he has got the. He's got the buzz. He's got the traits. He's got the traits of a good striker. Edmore needs find his feet in League One first, in my opinion. Well, yeah, Edmondson. I honestly, because before I've come on this stream, I haven't heard anything about this Edmondson rumour, and it wouldn't make any sense to me, especially to go to anyone getting any loud buzzing noises? No, people seem to think. Do you know what I think it is? I think it's my laptop overheating. The second one with the Sky Sports on. If it becomes too much of an issue, I'll just knock it off. Transfer deadline is 11 o'clock. But some big news already coming out of deadline day today from the club. Is Kai Nugent going to Annan? Look, that's some big news. You know, Annan seems to be a bit of a Carlisle. I don't want to say feeder club because we're not really signing their players other than Moxon and hopefully Mr. Goss back there tonight. But they seem to be getting a real good relationship with Carlisle. Maybe that's through Peter Murphy. I don't know. That's probably what it is. Sorry, I'll just take a drink real quick. You see, I've got plenty of water stocked up because it could be a long one tonight. But yeah, a brilliant loan move for him, and I think we've got Kilsby there at the minute as well. They're becoming a really good club for us, and they're sort of losing up. No, they're sort of moving up the Scottish pyramid. They're into League One now, and if we can keep loaning them our good quality players, because this is a step up from working in Reds. For me, what seems to be happening at the minute is you send your players on loan to Gretna. If they do well, they go to Work It, and if they do well, they go to Annan. If they do well at Annan, they come to Carlisle and get their first team chance. But yeah, let's see you throw some darts. Slight off topic, but the other day I threw a dart through another dart. I got one, and then I got one into the back of the other dart that I had already thrown, and it was honestly the best thing I've ever done in my entire life. You usually don't see that high in the videos, do you? But it is just a dartboard up there. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. Good with Annan, especially being pretty close. Lads can still train with us and etc. Great loan move like last season. Yeah, exactly. And Kai Nugent, for me, could he have got his sort of like John Routledge says, would have liked to see him in the first team. Was amazing in pre-season versus Annan anyway. Yeah, well, look, my thoughts exactly. I'm gonna try and put it down a bit so that the dartboard isn't in view. Try and get the mocks in there, but so that the trim's staying in the video. People saying handcuff mocks down. Yeah, well, look, Simpson seems to think at the minute that it's a matter of not wages, but more of a matter of clauses. Now, a while ago, Jared Brandtwaite, I'm not sure how much I can say about this, but I had it in very good confidence that when Jared Brandtwaite was about to leave, there was a very, very similar issue where the club had offered him a contract. And what happened with that is that they either wanted a lot higher wage or they wanted a lot lower release clause. That's what happened with Jared Brandtwaite when he left to go to Everton. Now, to me, it mirrors it a lot with the Owen Moxon deal. Because we're offering him a contract. I can imagine it's probably a very similar thing of, does he want more money? Or he either wants more money or a lower release clause. Or less him, more his agent, I should say, because that seems to be the way modern football's going. Harry Crook says I really like watching that dartboard. Tough. Yeah, the dartboard's gone. I'll maybe reveal it. You know what? If we make a good signing tonight, I'll throw 180. How about that? That's a promise. I've got some stuff out for if we do make a signing. I've got the transfer drum down there that will be making an appearance if we make a good signing tonight, and that's a good signing. Okay, the transfer drum does not come out for absolute waffle like Newcastle under-21s players. Okay, Coyote, the drum comes out. Sorensen comes back. You're not getting the drum. Okay. Brandtwaite should walk in that Everton team like wasted. Well, the thing is with that, I don't think he's been wasted because he started the last Premier League game, and on FotMob at least he got the highest rating. For me, I don't know how to feel about that because, with Everton, they're going to struggle this season, and it seems to be something with Everton that they just refuse to get relegated. But he's playing in that team, and he's playing well in that team. If they go down with him playing well, then it's likely he'll leave for a big club when they go down to the Championship, because he's too good for the Championship. If he stays in that Everton first team for a season now, and then leaves and goes to a Liverpool or a Man United or even back abroad to PSV or someone along them lines, or Ajax, Bayern Munich, whatever you want to say, if he has a good season and Everton go down, that's what's going to happen. If he has a good season and Everton don't go down, if he has a really good season, you've got to consider how young he is. When he was playing with Carlisle, he was only 17. I think he's only, 20, 21? Something like that. He's still a really, really good young prospect. And he's a left-footed centre-back, which definitely just doubles his wages for some reason. And he's tall, and he's a big guy. I've stood next to him once before. Weird story. I just walked past him on my street, and I just didn't realise who he was. He waved at me because I had a Carlisle top on, and I just sort of gave him the nod. It was very early in the morning, and I looked back and I'm like, oh, that's Jack Brandford that I've just completely mugged off with a little nod like that. But off topic again. Barra showing more ambition than our owners. Look, the Barra one's very... it's strange for me because they did it last season. They make these big name signings that look good as sort of like statement signings, but they don't work out. They're like the guy that just signed today. What was he called? James Chester. He's only on a 6-month contract. The big one for me was Dom Telford. Top scorer in League 2 not so long ago. He's a signing that I'd have been happy with. If Paul Simpson had wanted him, I'd have been very happy with that signing. He always hasn't done too well at Crawley. But when he was at Newport, he was an absolute monster. And I would have liked him, and he's going to be a good signing for Barrow. What's your thoughts on the takeover and the chance of it actually happening? Not a clue. Honestly, not a clue. I'll let the people watching in on a bit of inside knowledge from that. Actually, it's not inside knowledge. It's what people have been hearing all this time. But I'm starting a new podcast, and I'm waiting to record 5 episodes. It's not Carlisle United. It's not a Carlisle United podcast. It's a completely different thing that people can look forward to if you want. But episode 1 was with a wrestling commentator. Episode 2 was with a Carlisle United journalist that we all know very well. I'm not going to name who it is, but you can guess who it is. He works for the News and Star. Everyone loves him on Twitter. Yada yada yada. You can guess who I'm talking about. But he was interviewed for episode 2 like a week. It was like a week ago now, actually. And he seemed to think that what he'd been told is that it's more likely to happen than not. Now, the big thing for me is I'm worried that these American people have come over, thought that it would be a piece of cake, thought that the debt wouldn't be too much of a problem, and it's turned out to be a major hurdle. So that now they've come out quite publicly. They haven't said. They haven't said that it's them publicly, but they've made it very, very open that they are interested, without saying too much about them. Finney going to look like a Nerf bullet tomorrow. You see, he would, but he's not going to wear blue, unfortunately. But that is a brilliant comment. But yeah, my theory is that they just have underestimated the debt, and now they're too far in to just completely pull out, and they're just biding their time to figure out an issue, a way to get out of it. I hope that isn't the case, and I don't think that's the case, but that should be a consideration. And as well, I want to mention this, and I mentioned it in the podcast that could be out in a few weeks' time. It's very important that we don't just jump on these new investors as the Messiah, as gospel. People need to be as sceptical as them as they should have been with the custodians, because it's entirely possible that they come in and are much, much worse. People seem to think that because they're these millionaires, and you know, the American thing gets people going. It does excite people, but think of this could be another Crawley. I'm not saying it will be. I'm not saying it will be, but you need to be wary of new owners, especially new owners with no experience in sport. Well, they've sponsored a few teams, but with no. With no experience, we just need to be a bit skeptical of these guys. Hopefully, they come in and just put a load of money into the club. Just a quick update: it's West Ham 1, Luton 0 with 15 minutes to go in the Premier League for those who care. But yeah, I hope it goes through, and I hope they're good owners. But you know, be wary of them. Don't put all your confidence into these new owners. It might not happen, and even if it does, they might not be the big, exciting owners that people want. And not to put too much of a downer on it, of course. Up to 61 viewers. You know, we were up to 66 for a second there. Jesus, I wasn't expecting this many. I was kind of worried a little bit that the viewers would drop off from last time, and last time I was happy with 30, but no, we're up to 61 now. Thank you to everyone tuning in. I put something on Twitter out before. But yeah. Will their business background in America, it looks promising, but then again it could backfire massively. Well, yeah, look. They've got more experience in this kind of thing than the Crawley owners. I will give them that. And they seem to be at the matches sort of enjoying it there. They seem to be trying to get involved in the atmosphere as much as they possible. They remind me, as much as I don't like them, they remind me of the Forest Green owners a little bit. Just hopefully with a bit more money, because although it's listed as a small company, when you look the company up, they're making... I think their revenue was into 400 million last year. Now in terms of net profit, it was only about 80 odd million, but that's still a lot. Household School Raver says heard Barnsley after someone else. Maybe Coyote coming in. Yeah, I think they have actually just signed somebody else at this point. I think the Coyote to Barnsley is completely dead, and I think that's why we might actually have a chance. Maybe he'll just stay at Rotherham. I can't see that happening, and if he does, I'm not sure why he's doing that. But I'll just read out some more transfers that have happened today, not along the lines of Carlisle. Starting at the top, this is according to the BBC. League One transfers. Jamie McCart, Rotherham to Barnsley, loan. Well, Rotherham to Barnsley, they've got somebody else. John Kamani Gordon, Crystal Palace to Cambridge. Yep. Another one, one that we didn't really expect to come to Carlisle, with Paul Simpson kind of ruling it out. Although it's not one I'd have said no to. Tanai Watson, MK Dons to Charlton on a free. Never heard of the guy. That could be just my poor ball knowledge coming into effect there, but I genuinely haven't heard of him. Somebody to Exeter from Luton, Admiral Musquet, something like that. Some name that I'm going to guess isn't English. JMF Aquatic says, I am Birmingham City supporter. We did all our business early. 13 new signings. Yep, 13 new signings. If only that could be USA. Attitude issue with JK, apparently. You're going to have to specify whether you mean JK Gordon or Josh Coyote. I hope it's JK Gordon. Because if it's Josh Coyote, I'd really hope it is. Ryan Loft is in Aldi and Stanwix. Just ask my mate, where does he go kebab in Stanwix? Yep, Ryan Loft. Ryan Loft is somebody who we can joke as, oh god, we've just shot 10 viewers to 71. Massive stuff. But yeah, Ryan Loft is somebody that was, yeah, J.K. Gordon, sorry, from CU04. Yeah, I was very much hoping so. Maybe so, but like, look, Ryan Loft, I know it's not a serious comment there, but Ryan Loft is somebody that was actually linked with us a couple of days ago from a Bristol Rovers kind of guy. Yeah, simple answer, no. He wasn't very good. He did all right at Bristol Rovers. He helped them get promoted. Yeah, someone's prank, but says we're announcing Coyote, but it was a troll. Yeah, no, they didn't happen. Not yet. If we're signing someone, I think we might be into the long haul. Just checking Twitter, make sure nothing's happening too much. Yeah, there's no announcement yet. Yeah, nothing to get excited about. Not quite, anyways. Yep, just a special thank you to Flags for United and the Warwick Road End for pushing this live stream. Maybe that's where the big jump in viewership has come from. But yeah, and there's been a number of retweets and a number of likes. Yeah, it massive thank you for them. Coyote spotted in Rotherham, said Harry Crook. Well, that is where he lives. So you never know. By who? I don't know. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It doesn't mean it's happening at all. You know, you see a lot of fake stuff at this time. Just checking things. Yeah, nothing to report on yet. Man United have apparently got that Amrabat geezer. Nothing for me. Jack Ruffers says Ryan Loft probably the worst striker I've seen in a Carlisle top, close between him and Richie Bennett, mind. Well, I don't want him back, to put it lightly. Was he the worst striker ever? I'd argue Elias Sorensen was probably a lot worse because Ryan Loft actually scored some goals for us. We've definitely had worse. Do I want him back? Definitely not. If we get him back, you know, he has obviously improved a lot since we had him on loan from Leicester a while ago. Mikey Plays Poke says he's promoted from channel. Yeah, brilliant channel from that, by the way. Mikey, as his name suggests, is a poker channel. Go and show him some support as well. You know, he's been a big supporter of this channel for a while. Medine, someone's asking for... The thing is with Medine, he's not going to be fit till January anyways, and you'd hope that if we're going to wait till January to get a signing, we will just bring in somebody a bit younger. You know, people seem to put too much pressure on old players. Like the same with Coyote. Hold on, notification there. Yeah, shout out to Leo, who's played at Brunton Park half-time show. Apparently I missed that message, but yeah, shout out to that. Remember when Sorensen missed an open goal from about 5 yards out? That could be referring to about 5 or 6 instances. He definitely wasn't my my favourite. Would you take Adam Johnson? Absolutely not. Need a bit of experience. Well, experience doesn't necessarily mean old. Is that stupid? I feel like you can get experienced players that... When people say experienced players, they think of your 32-year-old strikers. But that isn't always the case. At all. You can get good experienced players at young ages, like your 23s, like your 24s. You know, Josh Coyote's been and scored a number of goals. Not too many, but he's played men's football. He has experience at this level, and he's got experience higher. People don't consider him an experienced player because he's not playing, because he hasn't been playing for years. Yeah. Harry, if you want to put, if you want to go up top for Carlisle, absolutely, absolutely. You can't do any worse than the ones we've got at the minute. Oh, 2-0 West Ham. I've got it on the other screen. Yeah, Luton are finding it hard, aren't they? Luton should be our deadline not over yet, Harry. Well, yeah, that's the thing. We've still got another hour and 15 minutes till the deadline is here. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've got the transfer drum down there. If it doesn't make an appearance, I'm gonna be gutted. Yeah. I just hope we can get someone in. I think we will. It's less a matter of will we get someone in, more will we get somebody in with actual quality. Which is a big if, isn't it? It's too big an if for my liking. Dortmund 2-2 at the minute with a Bundesliga club. Yes, very good point from Chris Martin there. Geographically, we need to start making a lot more use of Scottish and Irish leagues, Scottish and Irish players. Now, for me, I don't know too much about the Scottish League. Weirdly, I know a little bit more about the Irish League. I've got. I'll get the scarf. I'll get the scarf because there was a while ago. There was a while ago I went over to Ireland, and I got this, and I went to a Shelbourne game in Ireland, and ever since then I've kind of kept up to date with the Irish football. But look, and I think there is some genuine quality in that league. You know, we've taken advantage of it before. We've got your Jordan Gibsons. I'm not sure what kind of scouting we were doing to get that. I'll take this off because I hate wearing red scarves in a Carlisle top. Get that up there. Yeah, it's going down there. Someone saying Carlisle tweet? Absolutely not. If there was a Carlisle tweet, we would know first thing. Okay, because I've got notifications turned on for that device, and this device. Yeah, Carlisle haven't tweeted in over 7 hours now. Let me just check some more sort of stuff. Ryan Finnegan, Southampton to Shrewsbury. Yeah. Why haven't we tried to get Tommy Goss? He knows where the net is. Well, I've actually got him up there as one of my wanted posters. The thing is with Tommy Goss, yeah, people retweeting the old Josh K transfer. Yeah, it you've got to respect it, to be perfectly honest. Coyote confirmed. Coyote hasn't been confirmed. And I feel like it might be a while until we get any sort of word on any sort of transfer. I can imagine it'll be quite late tonight. Ron John on the wind up. Ron John, for those who don't know, might be the best. I think it's definitely a character. It's not a real person, but the best satirical Twitter account there is, or X account, I should say now. Yeah. Don't we assign anyone? Moxon might actually not be going. Well, look. With the Moxon stuff, I think he will stay. I don't think he'll go tonight. If he does go tonight and we don't make a sign, and serious questions need to be asked, and we're probably not in the fight come January. I hope to be wrong. But Moxon won't leave now. I think he has too much of a respect for the club to leave this late on. I think if he was going to leave, it would have been fairly early in the transfer window. I can still see him staying another couple of years because he's obviously too good for Carlisle. But if we can keep him till after this transfer, after this takeover talk's done, yeah, wind-ups. Carlisle United FC, unverified from the Ron John account, saying that we've signed Josh Coyote. Yep, nope. It got me for a second there. I stopped talking. It's a triple check. Yeah, absolutely. Rex, yeah. I don't like the name Arthur. Yeah, well, that's the way you should judge transfers, really, if you like the name or not. Yeah, Mox for me won't go tonight. I just don't think he will. Man United have signed goalkeeper Altair Bayinde for 4.3 million from Fenerbahce. Could not care less. Are we then? No. I think the internet. Oh no, the internet's fine. Except this phone. I think this phone might be dead. I think my BBC source here has gone dead, but don't worry, we've still got Sky and we've still got Twitter. That's all we need. Harry Crook says favourite chant. You know, I heard it at Brunton Park for the first time recently, and it doesn't really make sense because it's more of an away fan song. But my favourite chant's always been the Warwick Road, Take Me Home to Country Roads. That song. It's always been a bit of a favourite for me going to away days, and I heard it from the Warwick Road end in a home game for the first time ever. But yeah, look, it's yeah. I'm just reading some more comments. Yeah, there hasn't been much anything from Fleetwood. People saying Fleetwood, classic get along. Tommy Goss from Paul Lightfoot. Hopefully. I don't want to see us spending too much money on Tommy Goss, to be honest, because at the end of the day, he isn't exactly proven, is he? He's playing at Scottish League One level, which I said was a good place to send our young players out on loan. Ethan Walker gone to Morecambe, yeah, that's another one. Edmore's chant is nice, yeah. The Jabberway Bay song is good, but unfortunately he hasn't been sung in the front park for quite a few years now. City, you've got that Matthias Nunez from Wolves. But yeah, Ethan Walker going to Morecambe is an interesting one for me. Did I want him at Carlisle this season? Probably not. Would I have complained too much? Definitely not. Oh, here we go. There we go. Back online. I think. No, never mind. Hold on a second. I'll just get this up on my phone. Transfer deadline from the BBC. Oh, here we go. Got it. BBC transfer deadline songs. Yeah. It's just. I need to get somebody. I need to get a thing with goal loot. If anyone cares, oh, one back, great. Not enough time. 30 appearances and 1 goal is not what we need. I'm not sure who that's in reference to. It's definitely not in reference to Tommy Goss. He scored in 1 goal in 1 game this season and scored 25 last season. Omatoye can score goals. Why can't we sign him? Omatoye should be absolutely nowhere near this club at the minute. I think he's just signed for Forest Green anyways, or not too long ago anyways. What's this on? Is this on Sky Sports? What time is it now? Nearly 10 o'clock. We're nearly going into the last hour. Omatoye, no. But yeah, if you've got any more questions in the chat, because at the minute I'm just waffling about nothing. I went to see Jurassic Park today in Carlisle cinemas in the View. Bring Grimmy Toure back? No, absolutely not. No, I'm not having a player like him back at Carlisle with the attitude that he had. No, where he can just take random trips to France without really consulting the club for no reason whatsoever. Nope. No, absolutely not. Here we go. We're back. Omar Rekic from Arsenal to Wigan on a loan deal. Clinton Moeller, Stuttgart to Reading. Bet that hasn't happened too often. Stuttgart to Reading. I wonder if that's ever happened before. Dom Ballard, Southampton to Reading. I believe that's a centre back. Martial Gordo, Fulham to Wigan. Wigan getting a few through the door. And then it's Ryan Finnan. Yeah, we've already done that. Josh Williams, Birmingham at Cheltenham on a loan. Gimme Toure was a beast. That one step over move that one time. Yeah, he had a good game. He had a very good game. In the it was like a test game for coming down from lockdown. I remember that game because I was one of there was 1,500 season tickets holders that got given tickets. Me and my dad were lucky enough to go. Weird times. It was when everyone was still kind of scared just to breathe the oxygen outside. Apparently Edmore did that recently, by the way. Took off to Paris with his last lol, hence Simo dropped him. I don't think there's anything like that. What about creative midfield that accepts some clear chances? I think we've got that. I think if that's not what Moxon is, I don't know what he is. And, you know, what's his name? Alfie McCalman does that. But Kimitiri was a baller at times. Remember, he had second most dribbles in England. Yep, great. But them dribbles went nowhere because what he would do is he would go past a player, decide that didn't look good enough for his highlight reel, and then decide to do it all over again. Edmond had a weekend in Paris last weekend. Yeah, look, I'm not sure. Look, maybe that's right, and a lot of people in the chat seem to think it is right. But look, I'm just not. Yeah, they had the Monday off. Yeah, well, look, yeah, they had the Monday off. Well, look, I can't imagine him being too much of an unprofessional because to me, whatever you say about Ryan Edmondson, whatever you say about his goal scoring, his mistakes this season, yeah, no. Any news on Whelan going to Colchester? Heard that a few times today. Paul Simpson earlier today confirmed that Corey Whelan had rejected the Colchester news. You'll have to excuse the slight delay from me to reading the chat because the video's obviously, as you can understand, is a few. I think it's like a minute or something behind. So if that's why I'm not responding to messages straight away, that's why. Yeah, Whelan rejected Colchester. Sorry if I missed a few messages as well because there's 73 people in the chat. Simo's going, Preston. You've been reading some of them old Ron John tweets again. Yeah, some of the class signs. Simo signed his first stint. Well, I can say the same this time. No one expected us to sign Huntington. And Moxon, brilliant signing as well. Zigo Arnaldo was kind of respect that from Wales, by the way. I asked him for trying to play. Well, it was weird with Whelan because I was at the who did we play recently? Away from Port Vale, brilliant away day, by the way, one of my favourites. But he was sitting like 2 rows behind from me. I was like, is that Corey Whelan? I kept looking back because he was in a black hoodie trying to keep a low profile, and I was like, that's Corey Whelan behind me. Should he not be out training? But he was left out of the squad. I assume it's literally just a matter of he just had been left out of the squad, not through fitness or anything, just through picking other options. But I do like Corey Whelan. I think he has been a great servant. He did a really, really good job in the playoffs for us. Didn't really do too particularly well away at Bradford, if I remember. Actually, I think you could slightly blame the goal they scored on him. But I do like Whelan. I think he's a good player. I just think, is he better than Mellish? No. Is he better than Huntington? No. Is he better than Lavelle? No. Is he better than Barkley? I used to argue yes, but it seems that Paul Simpson doesn't think the same, and you can't have them both on the bench. Thoughts on Lavelle? I like Lavelle. He does get caught out of position a lot, but he's a real leader on that team, and I think it's he has been he does get a bit of stick, and he does get caught out of position a lot, but a lot of the times, if we're blaming their defenders for being out of position, we can't go straight to Lavelle. You've got to go to Mellish first. And look, I love him bombing forward. Big part of our promotion, Whelan. Yeah, exactly. Remember when Whelan used to play him centre mid? Whelan? Oh yes, absolutely. I remember that. I think he did an alright job at CDM at times, Whelan. But yeah, I like Whelan. Is he going to go? No. Back to Lavelle. I enjoy Lavelle. I think he's a good League One quality centre back. I think out of the entire team, I think there's 5 positions that are nailed down at the minute, and that's our back 5. Finn Back's always going to be our right back. Jack Armour's always going to be our left back. It's always going to be Mellish, Huntington, Lavelle. Moving away from that, it isn't concrete that Moxon's still going to be there, and then you're rotating between Guy, McCalmont, Gibson, Charters. The strikers change every week, it looks like, and now the goalkeeper's uncertain. That back 5 is the only sort of certainty we've got in the team. Prime skinhead Whelan. I remember he looked great, fair to him. It was a good look. Finn Back is class, absolutely is. I think he's one of our best players. If we're talking about pure quality, and I've said this before, take Moxon out of the team, and I think our 2 fullbacks are our most valuable players at the club. Obviously, Finn Back doesn't belong to us. People seem to say Marcus. There's some Marcus player from Gateshead. I'll look it up. I don't think there's anything in it. There's a few troll comments. I will look. Maguire should always start, in my opinion. I rate him, says CU04. He's the one for me that I think if we don't get anyone in today, we have to sort of pin our hopes on. I've just clocked that my water fell over on the floor as well, so now there is water on the floor, and I'm now left with that much water to last me the hour, so I need to be careful. I'll put that down and rest it for now. Gibson has had a good start. Yes, a very good start to the season for Gibson. In my opinion, it was very, very controversial to leave him out that game when he did. I don't know if it was because of something behind the scenes. He always seems to like Gibson, and Gibson seems to be a bit of a teacher's pet, to be honest with from what I've heard from people inside the ground. He's been arguably our best player this season. Dylan McGee, that's the midfielder I was missing. I know I was missing one. Uh, yeah, he hasn't really played, but that's because he's been injured. Yeah, unless he hasn't had a knock, which he has. Right. Yeah, he's been injured. Yeah. Till McGeek's been interesting one. I thought he was coming to be main player. Yeah. And look, McGeek, however you pronounce it, people say Magooch. It's definitely not that. People talking about Dennis in the chat as well. Really don't like Gibbo, said someone. Yeah, well, he's been arguably player of the season. Dennis didn't want to stay, so Dennis for me would not have. Yeah, just come jumping on it. Got a water delivery. Dennis didn't want to go, or did want to go even. He's not. He wasn't going to make it in League One. He was dropped out of the squad nearly entirely when he was in League Two even. Cheers, man. We've got a refill. Now the Gibson attitude thing for me is a bit of a myth, because I think there might have been he plays like a Jack Grealish kind of player. People slate his attitude, but I don't think he's like that. I genuinely think players like that play with a bit of style, play with their socks pulled down and with really small shin pads on. You think of him like that, but I don't think it is that. I don't think it is a matter of attitude anymore. I think there was times where he could have done better. But it's not. Yeah. Someone's asking for a mum reveal. I said, man, it was not my mother that delivered me the water. But Gibbo when he's on sound, but too many times he's ineffective. Gibson, it's an interesting one, Gibson. Barcelona have officially signed João Cancelo on loan from Manchester City. Weird one. Okay. Waves his arms all the time. He's just that kind of player. Yeah. Ben Edmondson this season was always going to be tough, no matter what strikers we have. It's a massive step up from League Two. It is a massive step up from League Two. And like I was saying before, Sean Maguire is the one for me that people should be pinning their hopes on. He's the one that's got the most overall quality. Sangari has left PSV. Cancelo gets back. Cancelo for me, I think he's trying to break some sort of record. He goes to. He's trying to complete the top 5 leagues. He's done Germany. He's done England. He's going to Spain. Just needs to do what? What is it now? France and Italy. In a couple of years, I bet you he does all 5. I bet you he does. I think that's what he's trying to do, because he did win it. He won it in Germany. Ansu Fati to Brighton as well. I can see another playoff win this season. Maybe for Barra, not for us. But yeah, any news coming in from anyone? Anybody got anything? I'm just constantly checking all of my little things. Done Italy, Juventus. Did Italy, yeah. Yes, Juventus. Oh, yes. Was that before he was at Man City? I can't remember that. I think Cancelo's out of our budget. Maybe just a little bit. Yeah. Note. Ron John got me. I love that man. Okay. Yep, there we go. Jack Armour better anyway. Yep, Jack Armour's a brilliant player. He's a very good player. Signed from Juventus to City. Yeah, okay. So if he does it with Spain now, he's only going to go to PSG. Just see Jamal George and walkabout. Doesn't exactly fix our striker thing. Yeah, okay. Deadline day. Any more coming through? From anywhere really. It's been absolutely nothing. And the worst part is there hasn't even been any just sort of like little hints. Saying Mike Jones. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. Deadline day. Nope. Just that Stuttgart player at Reading for some reason. It's a weird one for me. I might just look into. Oh no, here we've got a few more. No, by one more. I mean, not one more. Elliot Embleton, Sunderland to Derby on loan. They all seem to be loans. Now that Stuttgart player was actually on a free. Divock Origi and not Nottingham Forest. Yeah. Do you know what? I come from a family of Liverpool fans. I've never been involved in that kind of thing. I collect scarves, so I've got a Carlisle scarf somewhere around here. But you know, Divock Origi is just a really funny player. So Chris Martin says fancy doing a live every Friday. This is great being so Carlisle specific. We'll have to see because I do enjoy doing the lives, and that's just clocked over 80 viewers, which is the first time I've ever got anywhere near that on these live streams. That's more than double the highest count on the last one. So if people want them, they'll come. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this channel now. I'm starting a new podcast soon. I already do the Blue Army podcast with Liam Barton and Wills over on Spotify. I don't know. It is something I would look into, but especially I'm going back to uni before long as well. So I genuinely might just have the time. Maybe weekly's a bit too regular, but if it's something people are interested in, then live streams can definitely become not every Friday, but whenever there's a little bit of news or whenever there's something happening. Maybe a immediate instant live reaction to games or maybe a live preview. I've looked at doing some preview shows this season with other fan channels. I know you'll all have probably been subscribed to Charlie over on Bristol Rovers thing. He's already asked to do a collab this season. Suggested it anyways, which looks very possible. So maybe. And I like the way he does his videos. It got to 90 viewers, says Sim was at the wheel. What are you studying at uni? John Coleman just said someone's. What are you studying at uni? Back to that question. Yeah, well, it's something John Coleman. There we go. My guy, John Coleman. Oh, I love that. I'll have to look at that in a second. But the uni stuff, I'm trying to be a teacher. Yeah, which potentially means that in a couple of years' time when I've finished that this channel might have to be put to one side. But we will see. We will see. Let's have a look. I'm trying to find the John Coleman things people are on. John Coleman. Into the last hour, and yep, Carlisle are still working to get something over the final line. Is that all he said? I feel like that can be construed as they're just still doing what they were doing before. There is clearly a striker deal. They are trying to get over the line in time. In other words, stay tuned and keep everything crossed. The club, incidentally, are still not commenting on the situation. Not that you'd expect them to in the middle of negotiations. Should become clearer soon. You can teach. You can teach our players how to score, maybe. Well, the thing is, I'm actually starting my coaching badges tomorrow. The first. Oh, CU4 just qualified as a teacher. Quality. Well, that just proves my little insecurity that maybe they'd have a problem with it. Thank you for the kind words with that. It's primary teaching. Yeah, it's someone's got to do it, eh? But no, it's an enjoyable career choice. You know, I've been on placement recently. Yeah, it's darts teacher. Well, I think I need a darts teacher, to be honest with you. If you've seen the way I've been playing recently, I played a game with one of my mates recently, and it was just embarrassing for me. I went one time where I literally just free darts. I can't exactly say that I was sober, but just none of them hit the board. Not the first free throws, none of them hit the board. You'll take some stick off kids being ginger, right? Now I'm addressing this now because this isn't true. This isn't. I'm blonde. It is not ginger. Would you take Ryan Loft? No, not really. Couldn't handle teenagers, me. Yeah, no, that's exactly why I didn't go into secondary teaching. So UFC Doug says you are a teenager. Just. I'll be turning 20 not too long from now. See you for staff room collab. Well, you never know. I'll be going out on placements. I might see you. Coyote just stopped me on botch again and asked if directions were wrong. Doesn't sound like his kind of place, to be honest. Don't think he'd be. I can't imagine Josh Coyote going into a place like that. I can't get over the ginger comment. The ginger comment's really annoyed me. I've never been accused of being ginger before. What's that about? It's always been blonde. It's going a little bit darker as well, so it's not even like a light blonde. The camera might pick up as ginger. But yeah, which uni, mate? Carlisle, obviously. Got to stick at Carlisle uni. I'm going into second year now. Nothing wrong with Roj. Just seen Ben Foster in the rug with a bottle of ketchup. Yeah, I wouldn't take him. You see him at Wrexham. Jesus. Oh, Chris Martin, thank you for the words of support. Yeah, I started the first sort of online seminar with the coaching badges. Thought you were ginger too. I'm not having this. Anyone else that says I'm ginger, you're getting banned. I'm not having ginger comments. But on a serious note now, Mikey plays poker. Great news for Nick Anderton, by the way. Cancer free. Best of luck to him. Yeah, I saw this on Twitter earlier, and I was gonna make people call me ginger. But no, seriously. The Nick Anderton thing is very positive. Very positive news for him. Obviously, an ex-Carlisle captain. He was our captain when arguably the best position we've been in modern times until Simpson came under Chris Beach when he was taking us to the top of the league. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I'm so happy for him. It was such bad news when people found out that he was diagnosed. Yeah, no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see that. Chris Welch, Chris Welch, long-time supporter of the channel. Meeting Chris Welch used to be kind of rivals back in the day. You know, I remember we were neck and neck with subscribers for a while. But yeah, a long-term supporter of the channel, and I'll forever support whatever he does on YouTube when he decides to get back into it. That's a when. I know he says he's not coming back, but he will. Yeah, score predictions for tomorrow. You know, I said on the Blue Army podcast, which I wasn't on, but I sent a prediction into it. I think it'll be 1-0 with a Morgan Feeney own goal, just for the poetry. John Routledge says he'll probably be doing his coaching badges. Yeah, well, they're a very good thing to have, and that's what I thought. I think if you're going into teaching, they're a good thing to have on your CV, and at the same time, it helps me get a better understanding of the game, so I can give a better, more informed opinion on this. Chris Welch, I'm not coming back. I stick to my guns. We'll see. He's said that before. I'm going for 2-0 Mox and Maguire. Well, let's just hope Mox is still there. Yeah, CU04, coaching badges are quality to get, really fun to complete, and rewarding too. Yeah. Well, you have to do. The ginger comments won't stop. I've just seen my dad in the chat call me ginger as well, and I've got his hair. So if you think I'm ginger, then so are you, father. 1-0 Carlisle. I don't care who scores. Hopefully it's Feeney. Where did Chris Welch's channel go? Ask him. He's been up and down a few times now. But yeah, people go on to do bigger and better things. Did mine in 2019. Always good to get into coaching. Good luck, John. Yep. Everton's. I see a tweet. Can you think it's Carlisle news? Yeah. 3-0 Shrewsbury. Yeah. Well, you've got to be. You've got to be optimistic, I suppose. Non-league Dale, how many signings would you like before the transfer window shuts? One. I'll take one, to be honest. It's not looking likely at this moment in time, but I'll take... If we get a striker in and Owen Moxon doesn't leave, I'd take that as a very good end to the window. Not Ginger, by the way. Thank you. Finally somebody who has working eyeballs. How's Rochdale doing these days? They're not doing too well. I'm the Tyson Fury of YouTube, according to Liam. Full of contradictions. He'll be back. He will be back like Tyson Fury. Up the Rochdale. Yeah. Moxon's gone to Al Nassr for 200 mil. Now, would I take that? Absolutely, I would take that. You know, it leaves us to sign Mbappe. You know, get Messi in as well. Up the Rochdale. Oh, I like I actually really enjoy Rochdale, and I'm so. They're not a club I wanted to see go down. Rochdale. Rochdale away was. I think it was my second away day ever. I did Port Vale and then I did Rochdale. Yeah, James said we'll get this Blackburn signing Owen Moxon. Nope. Sign Chris Beach as assistant manager, hopefully. He's at Fylde now doing something, I think, isn't he? Dale away. I miss Rochdale. It was an awful ground, but it was one of them like old grounds that were comically bad. And I remember they beat us in the League Cup not so long ago as well. I went to that away day as well. And I hope to see them up soon, but it looks more like that they're going to go down again rather than come back up. I'd like to see them do well, but I can't see it happening, especially with such a rich history. I think they were in this league for what? Oh, they were in League 2 for the Football League. They were in for about 100 years or something daft like that, and it's a shame to see. Yeah, well, like CUFO says, it's the Manchester clubs. It's Bury, Oldham, Rochdale. It just seems to be a thing of owners, and that's what going back to the ownership talks. It's something I think we need to be wary of. We say what you want about the owners we've got at the minute, and I do think it's time for a change. But the one thing you can't say about them is their lack of stability, because is it true Coyote's deal's basically done? Not that I know of. Hopefully Moxon stays. Shirts are back in tomorrow. Get him on. Rochdale away getting postponed an hour before kick-off. I can't remember that. I believe it though. Definitely believe it with a ground like that. But I do miss them. I want them to come back. Rochdale's just a small Luton. Well, get Moxon. Win perfect weekend. Hallam Hope, we call it. No, we're not getting Hallam Hope. We're not getting Hallam Hope. 500k for Moxon. Take it or leave it. No, we leave that. We leave that for now. I think the valuation I heard was 900 grand. If that comes in, I don't think there's any way we can say no to that. But this late on, no, I don't think it is. Oh, people saying Carlisle tweet. Is it true? Don't get me excited like this. Oh my god, it's true. Deja. Oh my god, it's Josh Coyote. I'll be back. The drum's out. It's happening, boys. The transfer is happening. Deja vu, we know who it's going to be, I believe. The Josh Coyote deal being basically done. Apparently people were... it is official. I believe it's official. I hope it's true. I hope it's true. Right, Deja vu. I assume we know who that's in. Yes, come on. This is what we needed. The only way they can ruin this now is by selling Mox. With the drum. To be honest, the drum is a thing I just saw when I was coming up here. It is Something I bought while I was abroad in India, but it is here. Finally, Jesus. But is that the drum from the Warwick? It's slightly. Mark Beckridge. Can you imagine it's Sorensen? After all we've said, can you imagine it's him? Why you ginger? I'm not having comments like that. Not with the good vibes we've got at the minute. Now think about it. There's still 40. What is it? I think 40 minutes left of the window now, and they're announcing one now. Maybe there's time for a. Say it quietly, but there's time for a second. There's time for another. Maybe. Imagine it's not Coyote. That's what Robbie Fawlty, exactly. Hi, Robbie. Ginger, yeah. Stop. Alright, you can call me Ginger all you want, but I'm not bothered at the minute. Because Josh Coyote's coming back. Start banging this drum. Alright, I'll get in the picture. Look at that. Little street dealer gave me this in India for, I think it was 200 rupees at the time. Absolute steal. I think that's only like £1. Nathan Thomas? No. Why are you doing a Keith Mellon madness into January? JK Cambridge. Natural blonde. Thank you, Robbie. Robbie knows. Robbie gets a lift with me to the matches. Yeah, he knows the colour of my hair. Simply no. Let's see. Oh, the viewers have shut up. I tell you that. Are those American owners still interested? Yes, as far as I know. My God, you know what? To be honest, there was a part of me that genuinely believed that the Josh Coyote thing wasn't going to happen. I genuinely thought it was just Twitter rumours. Harry McCurdy. You know what? As much as what we say about Harry McCurdy, speedy recovery to him. I think he's having heart problems at the minute. Taking a break from football. Somebody saying strawberry blonde. People saying ginger. The debate from this stream cannot be my hair colour. This has never ever been a thing in my life before. Nobody's ever called me ginger before. This isn't a thing I'm used to hearing. And I know people are going to start saying it now. Oh, Jesus, we're spiking to 90. 1 hour 15 minutes into the stream. It's 10:23 on the clock. And Carlisle are announcing a signing by the looks of things. People all think it's Josh Coyote, and yeah. Leave me hit that 180, big lad. Oh, yes, I forgot about the 180. Oh, okay, I'll hit the 180. I forgot about the darts. For those new viewers, I said I'd throw a few darts if we made a nice signing, thinking that it wasn't going to actually happen, if I'm perfectly honest with you. I'll have to put the camera up a bit. The darts are already in the board. So, but we'll just get this transfer confirmed before anything like that happens. That's an end of the night kind of thing. But still to come. I think we need Simo gone, not good enough. Clearly a troll account there. Long throw. Oh, the long. I remember the long throws. Oh, Chris Welch with a bit of nostalgia there. Bring them long throws back. They were absolutely horrendous. No, they were good, but we couldn't do anything with them. I think we scored maybe one in the time he was here. I did enjoy them though. Will we get cheerleaders under American owners? You can only hope. You can imagine, for those at Port Vale away, they had a big screen up with like playing like old highlights from games and that, which I was a big fan of, and yeah, it strikes me as the kind of thing American owners are like. We you sort of dramatising things a bit more. Jerry Yates signed. Can you imagine? I genuinely think Jerry Yates might be the most gifted footballer I've watched play for Carlisle. It's definitely not him though. Harrogate would definitely get relegated if Luke Armstrong left them tonight. Maybe. Jerry Yates at Swansea. Yeah, well, he has gone to Swansea. Chris trying to name every American player under the sun. Christian Pulisic, Clint Dempsey. Yeah, Nadison has gone to Gillingham for them people wondering. American owners just viewed mine. That's Dixon's chimney. They're just getting the full Carlisle experience. John Coleman says the announcement's at 10:30. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes. I'm not gonna lie, the scarf's making me really warm now, but I'm not taking it off. So I'm just gonna keep chugging water. This is the content we all signed up for, isn't it? Me banging a drum at 10:30. The neighbours will be fuming. But, as Chris Welch says, it's Salah. As a Liverpool fan, I know you are, Chris. Would you take losing Salah if it was to Carlisle? Heard it's Daryl Dyke. Scotland player, isn't he? No joke about the American owners. That's no joke about the American owners' view. My mate's flat. In Dixon's chimney. Well, high up. Yeah, leaked. Andy Carlisle's gone to France. Derek Asamoah, yeah. Jabbo, heard it's Lee Miller. Semenyo Donovan. Carlisle. Yeah, Carlisle's gone. Yeah. Was he ever going to? I feel like that was just completely a joke that people took too far. The Andy Carroll one. We should maybe sign Kenny Dalglish. Maybe he's a manager. Maybe that's what the Americans want. Of course, Moxon and Salah. Imagine. Jesus, no. It wouldn't get over the team over Gibson. I know my right winger is, and it ain't Salah. Similar sign as player manager again. Oh Jesus, 82, 84 viewers now. Okay. I'm honestly just sitting refreshing Twitter. We haven't quite got the I think 6 signings we got last time I did this, but still nothing on Twitter. Someone said he's announced on the website. Once he's announced, I'll talk a bit about what Josh Coyote's role's probably going to be. Hopefully it's Brad Young. I'll never forgive Young for that inability to square the ball against Shrewsbury. Would you take Alex Pato? Well, yeah, but he's just gone to QPR, so no. Kipo better, but I think he's left wing now. Coyote, people saying Coyote confirmed. It still hasn't come through on my phone. I think it is just a website thing. If it's on the website, it'll come through on Twitter in a minute. Yeah, on the UFC website. Coyote has announced loan. Twitter, please hurry up. I don't, because I know for a fact I'm going to click off it, go to the website, and it'll be announced on Twitter. Oh, my mate Ross, just saying that they're announcing someone. You're very late, Ross. Coyote, done deal, loan. Yeah. Carlisle, can you get your act together and please put it on the Twitter, please, so I can react to it? Honestly, because I know I'm going to click off the Twitter and go onto the website, and I'll have missed it. But I'm going to assume you're all right. Josh Coyote on a 1 year loan. Am I announced? Am I angry that it's not a permanent? Yeah. Yeah. I would much prefer it to be permanent, which I actually thought it would be. But look, if he gets us through the season, I don't think Simpson signs loan players without the intention to sign them permanently. You know, you've seen it with Ben Barkley, you've seen it with McCalman, with Robinson, and that's just free signings in. Oh, here we go. Coyote, third spell for a familiar face. Season-long loan with the Cumbrians this evening. Coyote, 23, is no stranger to Cumbria, having spent 18 months on loan at Brunton Park across 2 separate spells, making a total of 41 appearances and scoring 11 goals along the way. The lively striker came through the academy with Rotherham and earned himself a long-term deal in April 2021. Following a series of impressive loan spells, yada yada yada, annoying advert, yada yada yada. Yeah. Okay. Are we happy with that? Is there going to be any more? I'm not sure. But I did promise people that if they did sign Coyote tonight that I would throw some darts. And I am a man of my word. So The drum's coming off though, because it's getting really. CUFC, alright? The negativity needs to stop. We've signed a striker like people wanted. Not the answer. Maybe he won't be. We're going to. I don't know, but look. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can get this dartboard in the picture. Oh, it's as easy as that, boys. Not a good start. An even worse start. Okay. Horrendous. Horrendous throws. Horrendous throws. I don't think many of them got on the board. Let me count my score. I got 5. Oh, that's a double 18 though, to be fair. And okay, back down. I ain't gonna lie, boys. It's very, very difficult to throw darts in sunglasses. I can't really see properly. Yeah. Look, that ain't gone well. That ain't gone well for me there. Stevie Wonder throws better. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You need a few to get your game in, but I'm not wasting people's time. That's the content people come for, though, isn't it? Darts. I'm more of a darts watcher than a. Yeah. But yeah, Josh Coyote. On a more serious note, the sunglasses are coming off. The scarf's coming off. Does he solve the Carlisle goal scoring problem? At face value, probably not. I like the signing, and I think it will work. But he hasn't scored more than 10 goals wherever he's been. He has been playing at a slightly higher level. He's played at League One quite a lot. Apparently we're trying for one more. Is that Carlisle shirt fake? No, it's not fake. This Carlisle shirt was bought on the opening day when it was open to season ticket holders. Where do you get a fake Carlisle shirt from? Do they exist? Do people sell fake Carlisle shirts? People are asking, another announcement on the site? No. There hasn't been anything yet. Getting this site up though, because this, honestly, having Sky Sports News up, I thought would be an amazing idea, but it's literally just turned in. It's just Premier League. I'm sick of it as well because it's always just Premier League with them boys. Coyote suits similar style. Look, I think he'll do really well. Genuinely, he'll do well. So what are we thinking then? Because I think he's perfect to be the striker alongside Sean Maguire. I think the starting lineup for me next week is you've got Jokkel Anderson in nets, which he says. Coyote will sign a new contract with Roman, apparently. To be honest, that's disappointing. What it'll be is Jokkel Anderson. He's already said he's starting. The back four I agreed before. It'll be Moxon, Gibson, Guy, Coyote, Maguire. It won't be tomorrow, obviously, because Coyote can't play. 7 strikers is mad though, but 6'3" is perfect target. Yeah, I think he's got all the attributes. I'm happy to have him. Really happy to have him. Just going to check the Rotherham site, see what the Rotherham fans are saying, because you can always tell. You know, never trust how good a signing is on Carlisle fan reaction, because they'll just react positively to anyone, really. You've got to judge it on what the opposition fans are saying, because if they're gutted about him going out, you know, if they're happy, they think it's a good they think it's a good sign of Carlisle. It's their opinion. Yes, Josh Coyote signs new contracts and completes loan switch. That does disappoint me a little bit. Because look, I'm not always the biggest fan of loan signings. I think there are times where their heart aren't completely in it. And with things not really happening at Rotherham for Josh Coyote, and he's going to be turning 24 before long, I didn't really expect them to see him as a long-term replacement. Look, people are saying, "Holy should be number one." It's not my opinion. This is just what Paul Simpson said he's going to happen. He is going to play Anderson next tomorrow. This, in my opinion, will also see a new Ryan Edmondson. I think Ryan Edmondson probably will start, and he's been given an opportunity tomorrow before Coyote comes in to prove that he should be the starting number 9. You know, they're similar star players. They're that big target man up front. Edmondson has had we're crossing 90 viewers at the minute. Thank you for that. But yeah, look, it's his opportunity tomorrow to prove that he should be in this team. If he can keep Coyote out of the team, I'm more than happy with that, as long as somebody... do you think Yock will cost us the game? Do I think that instance costs us the game? Well, obviously it costs us the game. It's just Paul Simpson seems to blame John Mellish more than Anderson. Or Anderson, I should say. I think any good keeper does better with that. Edmore couldn't hit a barn dog, but people are so short-sighted though, because he could score last season. He scored some really good headers. All headers, actually. I don't think he scored any with his feet. Do you think York will cost us the game? Look, it's a difficult one. It's his first game. You can't judge a player off one game. Is it the ideal start? No. But now if he comes in, I think he's got the good traits of a good keeper. He's still very young. Mellish was at fault, but look, people can't completely devoid him of blame because he was slightly responsible. Yeah. I think this is the one from weeks ago that kept falling through. Simmer kept mentioning club interest in the contract before loan. The throwing was poor, so I don't think it was really at fault. He scored in the FA Cup with his foot. Oh yes, maybe. Did he? Maybe. I always remember the equaliser at Harrogate and the Swindon one. Mellish isn't good enough to start. He literally got us promoted. Carlisle have just tweeted, "That's all, folks." Or is it? We will stay on, because what will probably happen is they'll put "That's all, folks," and then go, "But that's all for tonight." Well, we don't know. It's a GIF. Is that all? I will be staying online until the deadline has passed. Maybe a little bit after that. I read Ginger Judas there from Household School Raver, and just assumed it was about me because of the filthy Ginger accusations. But no, we're talking about Feeney, I assume. Yeah, look, Feeney was a big part of us getting promoted. Yeah. Yeah, look, Feeney will get stick. Perhaps rightfully so. I think it's a big shame that he's not going to be playing in blue, because then we can make the amazing Nerf bullet accusations. But yeah, look, just make sure it's uncomfortable for him. He won't be getting stick from the waterworks because there'll be no one in it, but the Warwick Road end need, when it's his turn to be back there, we need the Warwick Road end in full voice against him. Nothing too bad, but yeah, the GIF. Heard he's on £7 grand wage now. Ollie Craig seems to think that's not everything. Will it be all? Will it be all? 1 year deal. Yes. Garner's going to snap him. Well, Garner is going to be involved, apparently, according to Simpson. Yeah, if he really is on that much money, I doubt he will be, because Shrewsbury don't strike me as the kind of club that they don't strike me as the kind of club that have that much money. I mean, they don't get bigger attendances than us. In fact, we pretty much smash them out of the park in that regard. Mellish is the midfielder. Simon is to play him at the back. Mellish, that's always been... Mellish is an ideal player because he allows us to change system without changing formation. That's what Mellish does. He can be pushed wherever he wants to be pushed. You can stick him up front if you really want. Put him left wing. That's what John Mellish offers, and I think he's been a big part of us getting promoted, and I think he'll be a big part of us staying up if that is to happen. Exactly, Joel. Very big point. If you told us last season we were playing League One with Sean Maguire and Josh Coyotes out two up top, I'd take your hand off. He's not eligible for tomorrow. No. Yeah. No. Well. You make a good point, but I doubt he's been registered before 12 because they would have tweeted something a little bit earlier. Mellish keeps giving the ball away. Well, I feel like at least he's trying to do stuff up top. Trafford and Brantwaite in England under-21s camp. It's a disgrace. They should be in the senior camp. No, but in all jokes, congratulations to them. I don't think he's been fully registered by 12 o'clock, or they would have announced it. I thought it was before 11 anyways, but I maybe think the deadline. Now, that GIF, the comments aren't loading for me on that, but I can read the quote tweets. Some people aren't sure that that's the end, Midnight for Prem Clubs, just guess it's the same. Well, the deadline's 11. Well, yeah, Shea makes a good point. Mellish is by far the most energetic player on the pitch. That is true. Whatever you say about Mellish, because he's got some stick in the past, he seems to be up and down with people. He has that season where he scores 16, and then he drops off, then he gets literally dropped back to the centre-back. People are up and down with John Mellish, but what you can't doubt is his work ethic, and they're the kind of players you need in a relegation fight. People who are just going to fight, and I'm happy to keep him in the team. I don't think there's any real doubt that he will be in the team. Personally, think McCalmont is better than that pressing role. Well, the thing is, McCalmont, that is his game. He is a good presser of the ball. In my opinion, I think he's the perfect Owen Moxon replacement. If Owen Moxon were to leave, I don't want that to happen. But I think if you're going to drop anyone for McCalmont, it has to be Moxon, because I think they're far too similar to put in the same system. Yeah. Oh, Max, how's it going? Listen to the pod. Yeah, good one without me, boys. Who do you think will be the next manager after Simpson? I don't know. Hopefully someone who hasn't been born yet, or is at least 15, because Simpson needs to be here for another 20 years. Simon got 2 more years. Yeah. Simon's got 2 more years. I don't want to be worrying about that. I don't think it's going to be Danny Granger. Let's have a look. Just checking there isn't any more from Carlisle. Doesn't look like it. I just find it very misleading that they'd end it with a GIF. I don't think they'd do that. I don't think they'd end it way before the deadline with a GIF saying that's all, folks. I just don't think they would do that. I can see them. I don't think... Look, that for me says they could be having someone in, but they haven't got anyone confirmed. It's like it's a GIF, so it could be a new signing, but it also says that's all, folks, so that if no one comes through, well, we told you. People talking about Paul Huntington in the comments. For me, Paul Huntington, he has had a bad start. He had a bad first game for me. But he's our captain now, and we need to get behind that man. He is slowing down, but in a back five, most of the time, I think he should be fine. And look, people will slate our defenders when we lose games. That's always going to happen. But at the end of the day, I think we've only conceded more than one goal once this season. the defence isn't the problem. It's the attack, and hopefully the signings we've made today will go a long way to, or the signing we made today will go a long way to fix that. Look, people in the comments, I respect everyone's opinion, but people are being too short-sighted. You've got to remember this was probably one of our best players when we got promoted last season. He's a Carlisle legend already for getting us promoted, and people are calling him names. Like, you know, football moves fast, but yeah, well, I don't know. I think we stick with Huntington. People were talking about Whelan before. Maybe he comes in the end, but I say we stick with him for now. He's our captain. Oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine they've posted that's all, folks, and then sell our best player? That would genuinely be heartbreaking. Yeah, exactly. Most of our goals this season have been conceded from a counter-attack or a mistake from the midfielder attack. Well, you've got to think about the one at Port Vale. That would have been a clean sheet had it not been for a horrendous... I'm not going to blame either of them because it's debated on whose fault it was, but a lack of communication between the two, it definitely was. Yeah, Hunts will score tomorrow. I really hope he does. I really, really hope he does. I really hope he does. Just checking. Nothing else as of yet. Yeah, just that's all, folks. Nope, don't believe you. Don't believe you. The Leeds tweet, don't go to bed just yet. Then sell free players and sign no. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. That was horrendous. I know a few Leeds fans. Ross, if you're still watching, I know he's a Leeds fan. But I don't think we're stupid enough to do that. Oh, why have I said that, man? That could come back to bite me so horribly. If we sell Moxon, my fist is going through the transfer drum. No, I'm joking. I'm not destroying that thing. It's a valuable piece of art. But yeah, maybe we could see it again tonight. That's it for now. That seems to be it. Hunt is solid at the back. I like Huntington. I think he had... Oh, geez, we've just crossed 100 viewers. Does that mean something's happening? Have I missed something? We've just all of a sudden went from 70 to 100 viewers. That's... Well, look. Look, yeah. This is the first time I've crossed 100 views on a live. So I'd just like to say a big thank you, because that's a big milestone. Maybe not for everyone, but watching. But for me, it certainly is a big milestone. Thank you. Thank you to the people watching today. It's been another great live stream, and hopefully it will be for the next 15 minutes or however long I stay on afterwards. Anyone know what these things Mox and his agent are asking for? Clauses. Literally just clauses. Yeah, the wage is fine apparently according to Sim. I assume it's just the club want him to be a... Yeah, someone said 70 views. Yeah, well look, like I said, this is a bit behind my camera, so when it was 100, it's dropped a little bit, the views have dropped a little bit now, but when I was speaking it was at 100. Yeah, there's a delay in the stream, but yeah, people saying well done. Thanks Chris, thanks Mikey, yeah. But we're not done for tonight. I've got a feeling, good feeling. How much is Moxon on? The thing is with Moxon, he came from a part-time sort of division, so I'm not sure what he'll be on. I can't imagine he'll be our top earner. I imagine if he signs the contract he will be, but you know, for ages Brendan Dickinson was our top top earner. At the minute, I'm not sure who it is. There we go. CUFC Warwick Road End. Congrats though. Thank you very much. £40 a game. No. I understand. No hard feelings. No hard feelings at all. It's been 11 minutes since the that's all folks tweet. I've got a feeling there'll be one more. I think there'll be one right at the death. I think he's on about £700 a week. Yeah, well, the thing is, Dickinson was on £2,000 a week at one point, and I remember looking at that and thinking, he's on like what 3-4 times what Owen Moxon is. Like, it's them kind of things that you see. 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. Well, 9 actually now. Yeah, yep. If there's gonna be one, it'll be right at the depth. I think, and you know what, I think there will be one. Just seeing Phil Ford walking out of the Cars Factory. Wouldn't have him. I think he's getting some stick tomorrow. Yeah. Oh yes, he is. Oh yes, and deservedly so. It's not even the fact that Keith Millen Ward, let's get 5 signings incoming. We need 4 more to match last time. Barra said that's all and just tweeted they've signed James Chester. Well, that's the thing. To me, it's not a serious gif, is it? It's the Looney Tunes sort of, like, that's all, folks. GIF. It's not a serious, with a wavy emoji. It's not a serious sort of statement of this is all the business we'll be conducting today. Yeah, Feeney give Feeney some stick tomorrow. With Feeney, for me, it wasn't that he left; it was how he left. For me, just the lack of respect he seemed to show the club that he had just captained to promotion. What will our top earners be? Well, Lavelle will definitely be one. I imagine a lot. Sean Maguire, I can imagine, will probably be the top earner, because that was one Paul Simpson said that until Trafford left, and we got some of their money from that, we didn't have the money for. Eight minutes, people. It's got Huntington swap for Chester. Strange. I would not swap Huntington for Chester. No. There's a reason he's in League 2. John Coleman said there's no more business. People seem to be arguing about how much Maguire's on. I imagine he'll be on quite a lot with him coming from a Championship club and with Paul Simpson's comments. John Coleman's, big respect to John Coleman, but I think he's wrong. I don't agree with John Coleman on this one. Seven minutes. Greenwood to Getafe. I'm not going to comment on my opinions on that. But if there's some air issues with his flyover, I wouldn't be complaining. That's all I'm saying. Owen Moxon, £710 a week. Yeah, well, exactly. You'd expect him to go and be our top earner if it was to happen. Just had a dream the other night we played Strasbourg in a UEFA Europa Conference League qualifier. Well, I saw a theory, right? Not a theory, a suggestion. A suggestion that the Papa John's Trophy winner get a Conference League qualifier spot. Now, if that doesn't add, it's completely unrealistic, of course. But imagine that. Can you imagine Carlisle away in like Estonia or Greece or somewhere on a Thursday night? Can you imagine how great that would be? Or, because obviously it does not happen ever, but you never know. How is Callum Guy offered highest paid? It's because he signed a big new contract not so long ago. Chris Welch says transfer window rating. I'm not giving a rating until it's over, Chris. I will give. It's not over yet. That's another thing. People talking about Owen Moxon new contract. That's not at all limited to the deadline. That could happen in a couple of weeks. That could happen tomorrow. It could literally happen whenever. See, Callum Guy's way off the pace in League One. Again, I don't think that's true at all either. I think, for me, and I don't know how many of the people in the chat were at Port Vale, but I was at that game. He, in my opinion, was probably our best player. He kept us in it in the first 15 minutes. Look, we're not going to dominate like we did in League Two, and I think that's what's been the real culture shock. Chris Welch, stop with the negativity. This is not done. It is not over till it's over, my friend. But people are expecting us to dominate games like we used to, which isn't happening. It's just not. Because we're in a better league, and we've just got to accept that that's just not how we're going to be able to manage games anymore. And it doesn't mean our players are terrible, it just means they're up against better players. We haven't had a... Yes, it is looking more and more unlikely. Oh, Jesus. Alright, okay. We will see. We will see. Yeah, Calm Guy Class League 2, League 1 car horse. Yep. Just start charters the rest of the season. Very different players. You can't, as much as I rate Taylor, he's fellow Maryport boy. He's not a Callum Guy player. He's just not the same type of player. He's more of an attacking midfielder. That's where he's always played. That's where he played in the youth academy. That's where he played for the school. But yeah, no, that's not happening. He's not. They're not dropping Callum Guy for Taylor. Taylor's more of a Gibson player that you drop. Charters is overhyped. Well, he's our Wembley hero. He hasn't had a great start to the season, but he's definitely got the quality. Yeah, see, it's contradicting opinions on Callum Guy. Wasn't Devitt announced after the window? He was one of those ones that was announced after the window but signed technically before, and that's what I'm hoping for today. Callum Guy, the budget Rodri. Well, look, a budget Rodri playing in League One that's not an insult, really. You said Josh Coyote's a budget Ronaldo. You know, I'd very much take being a only one pen, mate. Yeah. Well, he had very big sparks up to that as well. He was very good in League Two, in my opinion. There was a before he got that injury. He was one of the first names in the team. So he is a good enough player for this level, I think. And you've got to consider that he's a youth player that's still very young, and people shouldn't write him off just yet. They shouldn't be writing him off at all. I don't think there should be questions, really. He's come off the bench a few times. He hasn't really had the chance. And he's the best penalty taker in the world. More like a budget McTominay. Holy, you don't pit our own players against each other. That's something I address to people. You know, why people arguing whether Thomas Hawley was the hero of a, you know, over Charles? It's just not a really relevant argument. 1 minute left. 1 minute left until the window shuts on paper. But you know, we've had them announced afterwards. I will stay on for an extra 10 minutes. Just in case, but it's not looking good. Big moves right though. Holy has been used as escape. Got a lot. Them darts, Liam. I'll have nothing more said about my dart skills. Right? I didn't. It was under pressure. Okay. You talk about Taylor taking that penalty under pressure. I was under pressure. I was in front of 100 people. Them darts. I'm joking. Okay, that is it. That is 11 o'clock. The transfer window is officially shut. Any deals that haven't been done will not happen now. Now, will there be one announced slightly after? I don't know. But it looks like for now that might be it. Yeah. We will stay on for a little bit, but at the minute it's looking a bit ropey. And look, I'll take Chris Welch's question seriously now. Rate the transfer window. I think overall it's going to go down as a little bit of a failure. not too much. Well, it's a difficult one for me because it's difficult to know where to strengthen. I think we could have strengthened at the back, in goalkeeper a little bit more, because we're now in a position where we've not got a solid number one. We don't know who's going to start, which impacts the back four heavily. And then you think of the signs we've made. McCalmont. We've brought in a lot of players that we had on loan last season. Robinson hasn't really started. McCalmont, I think, can be a good signing. He's played a few games. Ben Barkley hasn't really got on the pitch. Well, let me know in the comments, actually. What do people think? What do people think? It's 1 minute past. The Holy argument's always been a difficult one for me because you can tell he does have some weakness. He's big, but he doesn't claim enough crosses for a man of his stature. I think he makes mistakes but doesn't get punished for them sometimes. But he got us promoted, and a lot of these players did, and I don't want to hear much from them. Casper's been released from Nice. Big one from them. Don't think we're in for him, surprisingly. Barkley will come good. Barkley, if he plays, he might come good. You really work his distribution? Yeah, well, yeah. But at the end of the day, there's always one or two kicks that he just puts right out of play every game. But anyways, that's not the thing. My overall rating, with the budget we've got, I think Sean Maguire will come good. I like the Josh Coyote signing that we've made tonight, although I wish it was a permanent. Finn coming back's a really big one for us. Lavelle, I think, is a good sign, and McGeoch, I'm not too sure on. McCalmont, I think, will come good. We've made some very good signings, but we haven't signed the quality. Yeah, I'll give it a 6. It's been nothing spectacular, but if it sees us through till January, then it's obviously it's done its job, and that's all you can really ask from a club that that had one of the lowest budgets in League 2. Let's not forget, never mind League 1. Yeah, the transfer window is officially over. I'll stay on till 10 past, but at the end of the day, it isn't looking too particularly good. I'll just let me know if anything comes out, but Christopher says it's always been hard to track players to Carlisle, so now we know that we've got. Let's back Simo on the boys. That's exactly the thing. I think we're so early on in the season. A lot of these players could easily come good, and if we win tomorrow and Sean Maguire starts scoring goals, then it looks like a brilliant transfer window. At the minute, I'll give it a 6. 6 is just slightly above average, you've got to remember. But yeah, 6. 6 for me. 7 out of 10. A lot of people saying insane. Still got January. That's exactly right. We've still got another transfer window to come. Okay, let's see if there's been any more signings elsewhere. I assume there has been. Okay, where were we at last time? We were at the Stuttgart guy, weren't we? Javier Simons has gone from Hull to Fleetwood on loan. Jacob Wakelin, Swindon to Peterborough on an undisclosed fee. Brandon Cooper's gone from Swansea to Leyton Orient on loan. Ooh, that's quite tasty. Luke Wilmot asks who have Carlisle signed today. Josh Coyote on a 1-year loan, and that's about it. Nathan Rogerson says they've signed someone, they're going to announce them tomorrow. Well, yeah, exactly. Alex makes a good point. It's the best we can ask for with the funds, and hopefully the funds change with a new ownership. Ooh. But yeah, 5 minutes past. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people are going there. they're going to bed now. And that's completely understandable. Will there be another? I'm not sure. I'm genuinely just scared about ending the stream and then they sign someone else. That's what it'll be. Because then what do? Do I come back on? Do I make a tweet? Who knows? But I can see a lot of people are dropping off now. And for those leaving, I just want to say a big thank you for coming into the stream today. There's been some great discussions. It's been by far the most successful stream I've had. You know, the chat's been constantly moving. I've never really been in a position before where I haven't been able to read every chat. You know, people, I have just not been able to read some of them that are just scrolling past because there's been that many, and I do appreciate it from everyone commenting today. But yeah, thank you to the people who've tuned in today. I've gone up and up. Good night, Ginger. Paul, you're a comedian. Score prediction for tomorrow. We're going to win 1-0 with Morgan Feeney scoring an own goal. Let's see. Right, well, at the end of the day, these can come down. Goss. Nothing but goss. And the Josh Coyote wanted poster. Well, he's been found. Not quite in the circumstances we'd want. I'd much prefer it was a permanent deal, but a loan deal will have to do us for tonight. What's the definition of a scapegoat? Do I look like a dictionary? Well, somebody who gets unfairly blamed for something. That's a scapegoat. Bit of a English A level for you there, boys. Feeney sent off tomorrow. I hope so. Can you imagine? And imagine they make him walk off the pitch and go all the way around as well. Oh, I so hope that happens. That'll be so funny. People are just arguing in the comments now about the definition of a scapegoat. Tell us what you're shouting at Feeney. I'm shouting nothing at Feeney. I'm a Pioneer stand person or an Andrew Jenkins stand. I'm not close enough to shout anything at Feeney. Mikey says, class stream, mate. Enjoyed that, more of the same, lad. Thank you. I wonder if Joe Garner will have left the club. No, he's been confirmed he's going to be involved tomorrow. We need a new Coyote song. Well, if you remember, there was a Coyote song. I'm not going to sing it on here in fear of being taken down, but there is one. Can we score 3 tomorrow? I hope so. John Routledge says he failed English. It's not for everyone, mate. It's a dead subject, really. Why learn English? I can already speak it, you know what I mean? But no, in all seriousness. Best blues pundit about. I don't know. CU04 gives me a run for my money. So does Chris Welsh. So the White Royal lads. There's a lot of Carlisle content now at the minute, which is great. Just the holy chant. It is just the holy chant, but ever so slightly different. I'll give it another minute, and then we're going to have to wrap up, I think. Yeah, one signing from tonight. Has it been a good transfer window? Good question. Did Luke Armstrong go anywhere in the end? I'm just going to look that up, because that is an interesting one, because it was linked with Wrexham and MK Dons. Luke Strong. Not Armstrong. No, they haven't. Looks like he will be saying MK Dons signed Ellis Harrison instead. Just announced one. Maybe we'll do the same. I might have to stay on a little bit longer. Yeah, Port Vale have just announced a signing just now. Leighton Orient as well. Oh god. Check Wrexham's latest. Wrexham. Anyone still awake? Yeah, okay. I think Wrexham might be signing him. Do you know? The biggest reason I'm glad we went up is so that I don't have to put up with Wrexham. John, don't get too excited. I think he still might be going to Wrexham. Perhaps because they're still waiting to sign him. They've put their sort of like gif out. Just check that the stream's still alright. $32 likes, by the way. Thank you for that. Edmore's gone Port Vale. Edmore hasn't gone Port Vale. Has Edmore gone Port Vale? Edmore hasn't gone Port Vale. No. No, there's nothing in that. Although Port Vale are announcing a signing. Mikey says what we're saying with Plange. He had a really poor game the first game. He looked a little bit better at Port Vale, but he still can't score. He's got the same problem as all of our strikers. You know, they look good in places, but you know, they haven't really. You know, they're not scoring. They can't put it in the back of the net. They play well. Late one, thoughts on Airblade. Look lively and fast against Port Vale. He needs a proper run in the game. That's the thing. He is fast, and I've just realised I've been sitting on one of the darts that fell off the dartboard. That can go down there. Enjoy that. Edmore's going on the bench. I don't know. I don't know about Plange. He's definitely a controversial one. I'm just waiting. People have worried me about Edmondson going to Port Vale. Will Coyote start tomorrow? No, he's not eligible to be in the squad tomorrow. He signed too late. People call him a panic signing, which I don't like as well. Which for me is, I feel like he is a panic signing in the fact that he's not a player that we have resorted to because we couldn't get anyone else. He's a player that we've put a bit more money in maybe his wages than we wanted to in desperation. So he is a panic signing, but a panic signing in terms of how much we've spent on his wages, less so the player himself. Where did Carlisle finish now, based off window and start of the season? I think we'll stay up. I still think in this league a big part of it is managing, and we've got one of the best managers in the whole 92. So Nathan says Andy's watching the stream. As soon as you end it, he will put a GIF out. Absolutely. I'm going to wait till Port Vale have announced their player before I think about ending the stream. I was meant to be finishing 10 past. That's genuinely that's the threat that he might do one when I put something out. Thank you for the consistent viewing on this stream, by the way. I didn't expect it to stay consistent. It's dropped off a little bit now because the transfer window's ended, but we stayed at over 60 for the majority of that stream. We hit a record high of 103. That was our peak today. We're down to the 50s now, understandably, because people are going to bed losing hope. But for all of the believers still watching the stream, let's keep going. Let's keep going. We've still got some believers in the chat, in the stream. Let's have a look who Port Vale have got. I'll play that. They've got a video out.
Well, what do you think? There is a striker in my Valiant suite. I know, he's brilliant, isn't he? Is it real?
Okay, so it is a striker, according to their little announcement video. But if it had been Edmondson, I imagine they'd have put something like us and put Deja Vu. Chris says, loved your stream, pal. Look forward to the next one. Thanks for the support. There's been so much support on this stream. Every single time I do one of these live streams, I always worry a little bit before I start that I won't get the viewers and I'll be talking to one or two people. But every single time I do it, they do better than the last one. And it's a real privilege to be in that position where I can just start a live and over 50 people will take time out of their day to sit and watch me for an hour. Well, this stream now has been going on for 2 hours and 6 minutes. It's not just my most successful stream, it's the longest one I've done by almost double. I rushed into it, assuming that we would sign someone quite early. I was wrong. And we still have to wait an hour and like 50 minutes after I started the stream for us to announce anyone. Nothing beats when we signed Shaw Silver and someone said he scores like 40 goals when it was only 4. I feel like that might be a slight dig at me. That is, yeah, it's slightly my fault, that. Oh well. Oh well. Whoa, Jesus, we've jumped up 10 subscribers as well. As Elle's just nicely pointed out to me. So yeah, great from that. Yeah, the Shrosilva thing was definitely my fault. Somebody had changed his Wikipedia, and not knowing who he is, I just immediately ran to check who it was. They can't trick me with Coyote though. Yeah, people are asking if Edmondson has gone to Port Vale. Carlisle haven't put anything out on their Twitter about it. Now, it'll be interesting to see who the Port Vale fans seem to think it is. Because we could be in for a little bit of drama here. Because you'd imagine he'd be favourites to start tomorrow. Or they've put a video out of someone. That's not Ryan Edmondson. Is it? That doesn't look like Ryan Edmondson to me. People seem to think it's... Right, Ryan Edmondson does not have that strong of a beard. That's Ryan Loft. I'm convinced that's... Yes. Yes, it's Ryan Loft. I think. Everyone in the comments is saying it's Ryan Loft. Yeah. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, good. Good. Luke Armstrong to Wrexham confirmed. Yeah, we all saw it coming. The that's the thing with the American owners, isn't it? It can go either way. It can go the way of Crawley, or it can go the way of Wrexham. But yes, Port Vale. It doesn't look like it's going to be Edmondson. I'll stay just to make sure, but that looks like Ryan Loft to me. That is not Edmondson. Edmo's clean shaven, isn't he? He doesn't have that kind of a beard. I think it is a Poussin for them. I wouldn't have took Ryan Loft back. He's one of them ones that you look at his stats and he looks alright, and then he plays for you and you just don't know where he's got them goals from. Like, I remember the one he scored at Macclesfield. So I think was Sol Campbell still in charge of Macclesfield then. That won us it, and I remember that it was a big one in our sort of relegation campaign. Yeah, everyone's saying it's Ryan Loft now. Looks like that could be it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh well. Go back to the Carlisle Twitter. Still nothing from them. Looks like that's probably going to be it. Yeah. I mean, is there any rumours from anywhere? I'm kind of clutching at straws here. I'm going to wait till the Port Vale thing is officially announced, just to make sure. Because even if it is Ryan Loft, there's still a discussion point in that. It's an ex-Carlisle player going to a rival of ours, technically, in League One. You imagine they'll be kind of down the bottom end of the table. Well, maybe not actually. They've had a decent start to the season, apart from, of course, that 7-0 defeat. Martial on one. Danny Devine on a 2-week trial. No. Have any Carlisle players gone? Says Helmet FC. We did have a departure earlier in the day. Kai Nugent's gone out on loan to Annan, but that is the only departure. And look, that's not really what you're asking. I know it isn't. And I know you're asking if there has been any major. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Kai Nugent. It's all Kai Nugent. So you all four enjoy that, mate. Off for some food now. Yeah, fair enough. I don't blame people leaving now. Is it Ryan Loft? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yeah, it will do Kai Nugent done. It was discussed earlier on in the stream a while ago. Charlie Hayne, Bristol Rovers guys, just retweeted the Port Vale thing. It's Ryan Loft. Well, boys, it looks like that's it. I just got a notification and jumped a little bit, but it's nothing serious. So it looks like that's going to be the end of the stream. I feel like I've said that about 5 times now, but it's 11:20 now. If Carlisle are going to announce one now, they don't deserve my reaction, because I'm going to sleep. It's really warm in this loft. I just want to get back downstairs, to be honest. But yeah, look, thank you so much for the support in this stream. I'll see you all in the next video. It'll be out tomorrow, I imagine. Courtesy of Sonny Hilton's amazing thumbnail designs. Happy we've got mocks till January. Yep, another good point. But I need to stop going off on tangents. We've kept moxing. We've got Josh Coyote. That's what I said I wanted from today. Good night, people of Carlisle, and wherever you're watching from. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the 10 subscribers I'd got. Hold on one moment. Believe. Yeah, Ryan Loft officially announced. Well,